Hello there. Today on Mental Detox with Dr. May, I'll be talking about how to use rewards and consequences. Using rewards and consequences effectively can be trickier than it seems. Sometimes small adjustment can make a world of difference in how children respond to these parenting techniques. This episode is to help parents learn best practices for using rewards and consequences. And this episode will be split into two so that we'll be able to cover rewards and consequences separately. It includes the importance of following through with rewards and consequences, praising good behavior instead of traits, not overdoing consequences, and more. The rationale of each tip is briefly explained along with many examples. So once again, parents, loved ones, guardians, teachers, aunts, uncles, come along, because if you have a child in your home, whether it's you are the father, you are the mother, it's your niece, it's your nephew, an adopted child, it's a child. So it's good for you to understand what rewards and consequences are. So number one, set achievable goals. If your child doesn't believe they can achieve their goal, they wouldn't try. A good rule of thumb is that your child should earn their reward about 20% of the time. Number two, reward must be desirable. Rewards your child actually wants, not what. Whether they admit it or not, most children want the attention of their parents. Never underestimate the power of a smile or a sometimes can be more powerful than anything. We see a lot of times parents mistaking presence for present. Your child needs quality time. That hug, that's praising the child it does be what the child needs. Not necessarily you are going to the best restaurant to get them to eat, or you are getting them the best present in town. No. Number three, praise behaviors instead of traits. We talked about how to praise child for maximum potential in one of these episodes. If you watch it, please search, look for it, and watch it. Very easy for you and your family, especially if you have children. So we're talking about praise behaviors instead of traits. For example, if your child gets a good grade, praise their handwork instead of their intelligence. If your child believes they passed a test because of their intelligence, what does it mean when they fail a test? Also, praising a behavior such as hard work will lead to more hard work, but traits like intelligence are outside of your child's control. I think I need to reiterate that again. Let's go back. Let me reiterate that. Praise your child's behavior instead of the traits. So instead of praising the intelligence of your child, praise the hard work. Because intelligence is outside their control, but it's the hard work they put into it. The other video we talked about praising the effort instead of the outcome. So here we're talking about praise their behavior instead of the traits. Now let's go to number four. Give rewards regularly and consistently. We keep using this word consistent, and we are consistent with the consistent way we are using the word, right? Be consistent because it's a cheap code. So give reward regularly and consistently. Instead of offering one big reward for a long time accomplishment, try rewarding smaller rewards. Try offering smaller rewards along the way. The child does something, you give reward. Don't say, look, whatever you do now, in summer, we are going on holiday. So that child has done a lot of things that you can reward the child for, but you have already given in summer. Summer is July, August, right? And you are talking about July, August, when the child has done things that you could actually praise his or her effort on. Children have a hard time waiting for distant rewards. You need to know that. And this makes them less effective. So regular rewards keep children motivated. And I keep saying it, it's not about buying them things. It can just be a hug. It can you telling the child you love the child. It can be just you just sitting down with the child and give the child quality time. Number 5, catch your child being good. Is your hyper child sitting still? Some parents will not understand this. Parents that have hyper children know what we are talking about. And all of a sudden, your child is sitting still. Let them know you noticed. Try to catch your child being good, no matter how minor it seems, at least 3 times a day. What does the child do that doesn't make you happy or you get angry or cranky about? And all of a sudden, you notice the child did something good. Catch them unawares at least 3 times a day. The best way to end a bad behavior is to reward the opposite good behavior. Let them know you notice. If the child normally, after eating, he will not take his plate, and you notice that at lunch he took his plate, let the child know you notice. If it is child that drop its, belongings here and there, and all of a sudden he's picking after himself, let him know. Reward them. Number 6, always follow through. If you promise a reward but don't follow through, your child may not take you seriously next time. Trust me. Even me as an adult, you promise me and you fail. It will be difficult, not to talk of a child. So please follow through. Don't give empty promises, and don't give excuses. Didn't you know that there was traffic? That was why. Oh, the online transaction failed. I know some of us want to use sense. No, please follow through. However, every time you do follow through, your promises gain credibility. So some of us we wonder why you are not your child's role model. You've done some things to that child that is not able to express to you because he or she thinks you are not going to take it well. So like, who is your role model? They are calling the late Nelson Mandela. What happened to you? So please follow through if you promise your child. Number 7, be clear about rewards and how to earn them. Specify what exactly rewards will be. For example, rather than extra TV, which can be like 2 hours, 10 hours, say exactly what you want the child to do. Say 30 minutes of extra TV. If it's 60 minutes, you specify. And what your child needs to do to earn that extra 30 minutes TV time. Like hang up your clothes, put away the toys, vacuum the floor, rather than clean your room. Clean your room sounds like it's going to spend like 25-6 hours there, because the room may be really, upside down, and you are telling the child, clean your room. So specify what that child needs to do to end that extra 30 minutes, extra TV time. Number 8, don't take away rewards that have already been earned. It's not fair to the child. I'm speaking for these children now, right? Don't take it away. If your child earns a reward and then gets in trouble for something unrelated, let them keep the reward. You've already promised your child is going to have popcorn or lollipop, and then all of a sudden the child does something that's not in any way related to what that child earned that reward for. Still give your child that reward. You can use a consequence for the negative behavior, but it should not affect the reward. I hope you're hearing me, dear parents. It may be hard, it may be tough. Like, I'm not going to give you that extra 30 minutes extra time. Why did you behave so badly? The child has already earned that 30 minutes extra TV time. Give that child that. But you can use consequence, to deal with that negative reward. Taking away that reward can lead to a constant sense of defeat when the child works hard but never sees positive outcomes. So imagine you as a parent, you are doing that. How is that child, when he or she goes out, will believe other people? Don't start it. Don't start that behavior in the house. Your child will start losing trust in human connection. Number 9, reward good habits instead of good outcomes. We've talked about this before when we're talking about praise. Praise the effort, instead of the outcome. So reward good habits instead of good outcomes. For example, reward your child if they study for an hour each night instead of rewarding them for an A on a test. Yes, reward effort that child put in. Don't reward the A, because that effort will help to bring effort. Even though it seems obvious to adults, many children don't know how to get an A on a test. Use rewards to teach your child habits that they will eventually lead to the ultimate goal. So it's very important for you to look at all these rewards. What have you been doing wrong? What have you been doing well? Bravo. If there are things you have been doing wrong here, this is the time for you to take a step back, reevaluate, and know how to get it right. Parent-child bond is very key for your children, because in later talk about adverse childhood experiences, unresolved traumas that children have gone through, that now they are adults, they are dealing with one emotional issues or the other. Learn to use reward regularly and consistently. Remember, whatever you do is progress, not perfection.